Okay, it is January the 5th, 2020. There are four stocks on the main screen to watch. Some of these are second days. I think we only have, we have two first days. SYN is a 97-cent stock. I'm going to really consider what I said yesterday and not short these stocks before 12 p.m., especially if it's a first day. It's just too crazy volatile. BNGO is actually fading pretty nicely, already down 27%. This all started as soon as pre-market hit today, and a little after hours it faded from the previous level, so that's pretty cool. Really no pattern unless you'd want to short red to green, and I mean, hey, if this thing goes up 27%, that's impressive. I don't even know if I want to short that. Really just not going to be considering shorting at the moment, unless it's just so perfect that I have to short. Otherwise I'm just going to consider being long biased. Anyway, this is a second day, not really the stock I want to be long biased. We do have an overall uptrend here. If you were to put a trend line, it's definitely showing some kind of movement, but I don't know, it's looking a little iffy here. It kind of looks like a cup and handle, but not really. Just not the cleanest looking chart. Very wicky. And even if I wanted to short this, I would have to short it when it's above $1. ALRN doesn't look good. It kind of cracked the pre-market lows here. Or yes, no, it's today. Yeah, it broke the pre-market low at 150. Not a good day to not want to be short so much anymore. I mean, like I said, if it's just a perfect pattern, I mean, if it was a market open and it spikes towards 151, maybe breaks out, uptrends a little, and then fails under the confirmed breakdown. But the thing is that it's only up 38%. It's not that much room to short. There's going to be potential support at 125, so I don't know if I really want to be a part of that. I mean, it would be still a nice 20 cents on a $1.40 stock, but not really, excuse me, not really something I want to be in. CHEK, I saw it yesterday. I didn't like it because it was a cheap stock, but now it's a $2 stock, which is cool. Nothing really that I want to trade. I will be looking for inverse head and shoulders, probably CYTH. It looks nice here, but this is the worst long-term chart out of all of these. The only good thing it has going towards it is that it didn't trade much volume, but I'll definitely have to take that in consideration, especially because they have this big volume day here, so that could present some bag holders that are going to be selling into this. So I'll keep looking, but right now no clear setups. We do have a few stocks, and I'm going to take a look at the chat to see if there's any other ones as well that I'd like to trade. Okay, it is 9:20. Just add one more stock to the watch list. PECK is a first day green day stock. This guy has traded before. I have it in my long-term chart. Just a bunch of stocks that have moved recently. Just all of them they're put together. Very, very nice first day. Not the best price at $12, but I mean, it's better than a 20-cent or a sub-penny stock, so I think it's pretty good. Lots of volume traded here, so there could be bag holders selling into today. It all depends on how much volume it trades. Pretty impressive. This will be my number one stock to look at. If it makes inverse head and shoulders, that would be something cool. Otherwise, that's all I got. We got 9 minutes till the market open. Okay, it's 9:32 a.m. ALPP is doing a panic, but maybe this one's gonna work out. I'm just not gonna buy it. I have seen this just panic and do just a crappy number 5 so many times that I really just don't see why I should trade it. And if this one happens to be the one that does a nice number 5, so be it. I just don't want to waste my day trades on a stock that doesn't show itself to do nice number 5s. I mean, that was craptastic. This one was a little better, but pretty choppy. It does these very choppy number 5s. This one had like a follow-up. I'm not sure which one of these I traded, but it just does some really crappy number 5s. I would love to see this thing do a nice number 5. The one thing it has going for it is that it's actually down 23%. I think it's dropping more than the other day. I'll definitely watch it to see if it does a number 5, but I'm probably not going to trade it. I removed it from the watch list just because it's just so crappy with the way it drops. But we'll see. We have a bidder here. We have one in the, well, yeah, one in the ask as well. I wouldn't be buying here, although it did halt the downtrending for now at least. Some big buys here. That 35,000 seller is still there at 219. Some nice selling on the bid. This is exactly what it did before. It tried to hold itself. Too many people on the ask, not showing their size. Lots of red appearing on the bid. Not the bid, the time in sales, and it just falls again. Although it did play out a little nicely the other day. It's just, these are just not very clean number 5s. But hey, I'm here in case it's different. I probably won't trade it. I'll definitely watch this. Tim bought some at 222. He thinks it's perfect. Well, now it might be perfect because he's going to have some, no matter how many times you say it, there's going to be idiots who are degrading themselves chasing his trades. But I'm still not going to trade it. Maybe just not trade it initially and just later I'll wait a few candles, but because sometimes they do work out after a chop fest. But I mean, I've seen very nice number 5 patterns before. We still have a bunch of people on ask, but you know, they might break through. There was definitely more people on the bid. We'll see. It's down 21%, so you know, it starts to get really hard dropping more, but you never know. It's not a complete pump and dump. I mean it kind of, yeah, it pretty much is a pump and dump, but like not just a full out, you know, pump and dump. I'd say it's like 80% a pump and dump. I'll make an update later, but I just don't like this guy. SYN is doing a nice uptrend. This is a chop fest. I'm not gonna trade it, but it's very impressive though. There's no real levels of support that I would want to trade this off of. Still 1 day. Yeah, nothing too clear. It's just a chop fest right now. I'm not gonna trade that. ALRN, I was gonna remove this, but I figured maybe it will try to reverse at the market open. Doesn't seem to be the case. It's not the best chart. I've removed a bunch of other stocks too. PECK is really the only one I like. If it pulls off an inverse head and shoulders, a clean one. None of this chop fest either. And I don't see anything interesting on the other screen, although CHEK seems to be right at the pre-market highs. BNGO is down 39%. That's impressive. I guess all of the downtrending it was supposed to have yesterday happened today. Pretty impressive. Yeah, I'll make an update. Okay, maybe it's been like 10 seconds later. I just wanted to know ALPP dropped more from the level. It got as low as 207. This looks so much better on the level 2. I already missed the execution if I wanted to buy, which quite frankly I don't, because it's just disappointing, very heartbreaking. As you can see, maybe you thought the end was right here in the 220s. It drops 20 cents, 10% from where you are. But I mean, still, this thing could make a much nicer spike now, because the level 2 is looking that much better, although we're starting to see some people on the ask again. But how strong are they? I don't know. Just a nice move overall. I thought he was gonna add 2 at 208. Tim actually added. I thought he was going to. I didn't think he was gonna sell for a 10% loss. Yeah, ALPP, despite the overall pattern and how nice it is, the number 5 setup, I might just still be learning, but I didn't like it. The level 2 didn't look nice when it was around here. Now it's looking a little better. Still not perfect, but it can definitely be a lot better because there is more people on the bid. I'll make a further update. Nah, nothing else I'm really looking at except for PECK. Alright, it's 9:46. ABML is trying to do a number 5. Quite frankly, I just didn't buy this one either, because I have seen this consistently fail to do a proper number 5. Although this one seems to be playing out at least much better than ALPP, which keeps dropping. Actually made a new low just a few candles ago at 204, and Tim got out at 205 for losses. I don't know, I'm just very, sometimes, a lot of times it's bad, but I'm just picky. This guy could still reverse, but ALPP just seems to be very choppy when it does work, when it comes to number 5 patterns. SYN is having this big red candle here, and I don't know, it seems very tempting to want to buy it if it drops to 118 and it holds itself together. That would be a confirmed breakout over the day high. That would be an interesting pattern. My fear is that I would buy there, and this big red action just continues and it just breaks through roughly 118 support, maybe 115. But it might not even get there. I don't know. PECK has been disappointing since I added it. There's nothing I want to trade. CHEK also did a breakout, although this one is even choppier, so I'm not too interested in it. I wonder if ABML will put up a proper number 5. This one seems cleaner, but it might just consolidate here. It might fall again. Who knows what it'll do, but you know, I'm willing to see if this guy can provide proper number 5s in the future, although it doesn't have much more room to drop. I guess it does for a number 5, another one. Yeah, SYN is here at the level. It might have just pulled off a wick. I'm not going to be trying to buy here hoping it's going to stop and hold. I would have to see some positive rounding action. This is probably the one I'm most interested in right now. Overall markets, SPY seems to be recovering a lot better, trading a lot better than yesterday. So nothing for now. ALPP, just another disappointing number 5. Maybe potential buy here with SYN if it holds very nicely and rounds off. Okay, it's 9:52. Did I mention that I wasn't just gonna buy it randomly? You know, I would have to see it hold, you know, roughly 118, 115. Well, it's holding here at 114 because it got halted. Just gonna continue watching this. It got a nice halt on the downside. Probably won't trade it because last thing I want is to be in a halt. That's worse than holding the stock at the market open. Oh, nice. PECK is doing a nice spike. Very random spike, just random volume pumping. ALPP seems to be doing the number 5, at least now, a lot better. I think I've learned not to buy so early with ALPP if I even consider doing a number 5 setup with ALPP, if I consider buying like the other trade. Just because of the fact that it's a chop fest. It got as low as 204. Now it's in the 220s. Will it actually spike more than just 10%? Because number 5s are supposed to be very profitable. I remember watching video lessons. I mean, they might spike 20, 30, 40, 50. Sometimes they spike over 100% or even more than that. We haven't seen a very nice number 5. Same with ABML. This one looks worse actually, but I mean, I'm gonna give this one a break because ALPP is always worse. I am gonna remove it though, although it could probably spike, just because I don't like the way it's doing this. I think I'll just keep watching it actually. CHEK is kind of under the breakout level pre-market, but if it holds 240 it might look better, but this is pre-market action, not much volume traded, so really no clear setup that I want to trade right now. I'll keep watching PECK. I might try to do an inverse head and shoulders. Other than that, I got nothing here. I'm just gonna keep watching. Alright, it's 10:01 a.m. SYN after the halt to continue the downtrend. No way would I have bought through any of this, because you might have said, oh well, you know, it's gonna hold right here, the top's right here, 107. Wrong. I mean, it's gonna actually hold $1. It's gonna hold $1. Wrong. Well, you might say actually held 1, but it had a nice wick here at this level as well, or maybe this level. You just don't want to play those types of games. Although it was doing an uptrend. I don't know what that was. That's pretty spooky. I mean, it can do whatever it wants. I'm not in the trade. PECK got halted. Nice downtrend here. Maybe it'll do an inverse head and shoulder, potential head, and then maybe a potential shoulder. ALPP is back at 220. Got the 222, but it did go as low as 213. CHEK, not gonna trade this one either. It didn't hold this level at 240, so I didn't buy it. It actually got to the 220s right here with a wick at 216. Just no setups right now. A lot of these stocks are going red. I just have to take that into consideration, although it is in my favor for PECK to go down a bit more to put up potential inverse head and shoulders. It's 10:13. Unless I see something absolutely amazing, I likely won't trade today. Just nothing good worth putting money into. PECK, unfortunately, it was halted for longer than I'd want it to be. I was thinking a 5-minute halt. This thing was halted for 10 minutes. It's just not gonna look very clean. If it were to make an inverse head and shoulders, it could very well spike here and try doing the inverse head and shoulders with the halt just in the middle of it, but I don't know. The cleaner it looks, the more people are gonna actually consider buying it, if you ask me. And this guy could also drop too from this level. Really just killed the setup because the halt was 10 minutes long. SYN, I don't really want to trade this one either. It did put up a higher low. Although it might make some kind of a triangle right here, so I'm not going to trade that. ALPP's at 225. Look, it's just 20 cents. We've seen number 5s do so much better than this. I don't think number 5 is something I'm going to consider, at least for ALPP. I did give it a chance, it didn't do it. CHEK, it's also similar to SYN. Putting up higher lows, although this one's not making a sketchy looking triangle. I don't see any clear setups. It's nothing really good to trade, but something interesting. And I thought it was, I mean, it might not work, but it's still kind of a interesting idea. Let me see if I remember how to do this. Yep. That's not really readable per se, but ALPP, ABML both had number 5s. The difference is that ALPP is kind of uptrending very slowly afterwards. It had one drop here, another drop. This doesn't look too readable. I like my effort though, but not useful. Let me just where is it? Right here. Just look. Number 5 drop, bounce, drop. And when I see ABML kind of had a You know, number 5 drop, bounce, drop. So kind of genius, although it doesn't seem like it's gonna work. Yeah, he's still in it. Tim bought ABML at 93 cents, 10.04 roughly. Right here, or maybe right here actually. Yeah, right here, 10.04. When did the alert come out? It came out at 10.05, so either 10.05 or 10.04 he got in. And this doesn't seem too bad, because you say, alright, well, you know, CYDY had a, not CYDY, where am I today? Get out of here. ALPP. And the other one, I meant to add this, ABML. So look, ALPP, drop, you know, and then bounce, drop, I guess bounce. ABML is a drop, and then bounce, drop, and then potential bounce. Well, he bought at 10.04. That's actually not such a bad idea, you know, because if the pattern is mutating and it's not going to spike until the second bounce, I've seen that in older video lessons. Like, it has a fake bounce, drops back to the level, and bounces for real. Not so much this, but patterns can mutate, and in that's the case, that was an interesting buy. Although I think he's getting out. He still got out for a profit, I think. Yeah, I like that idea. Just wanted to put that out there to remember. It's just not a bad idea. But yeah, ALPP, ABML, disappointing. This guy can continue the uptrend. Some of these do that. They uptrend slowly the rest of the day, but I don't want to be a part of that, especially when it can have a big halt or something. SYN putting up that triangle. PECK looks disappointing. CHEK, not sure if I want to trade that. I don't see any clear setups. 1018, probably no trading today, but I don't think I did too bad. I'll keep looking though. Okay, it's 10:39 a.m. NCTY was the one that was spiking yesterday like crazy. A bunch of big random green red candles, halts. I believe it had halts. It was just a very crazy stock. It did a nice break over the previous day high here at 810. It ran up to 876. How clean was it? It was kind of clean towards 853-ish, or no, yeah, 851. Just continuing this looks a bit like a bull flag. Probably just not going to trade anymore. SYN, not really anything I want to just trade right now. It's sure it held this 108 level just, you know, for the second time, but is it going to run the rest of the day? Maybe, maybe not. Just a bit disappointing. PECK very disappointing. Since I put it on this main screen, I would have taken it out by now. CHEK looked a bit like a head and shoulders. I saw it here in the 240s as a potential short, but there are no shares of shorts, so I did not consider it. It's good to see that it actually worked out and it dropped 20 cents, although there's going to be potential support here in the 220s, as well as what is this, 210, 211. Yeah, NCTY is making some nice moves. Really just no setups. I might just call it off right here. Maybe there'll be something around 11 or 12, but I'm going to start working on other things now. Just no setups right now, but at least I didn't get in any stupid setups. Just a lot of red, just a lot of bleeding. ALPP, I guess they got to 240, which is impressive, but these are scary to hold. A very sketchy stock that could get halted at any moment for all this time. Very nice though that it did some kind of a number 5, at least a 20% move, not a 10% move, a 20% move. Best case scenario 205, 244. Best case scenario 20%. That's better than ABM. Not that ABM. Okay, not that either. ABML, which is actually dropping some more. So Right, there's just no setups. I didn't train anything today. Didn't see any clear setups that worked out. I tried some, like this guy. If it would have held this level, it failed. It kept dropping. It did do a nice breakout after that sketchy triangle was forming right at support level. Again, the same level I was interested in at 214 back here. Not 214, 114. Started playing around this level, holding this level, making that triangle. Nice symmetrical triangle breakout. Just don't really like them too much because they could always go down. We've seen a lot of red recently too. So yeah, I'll just keep looking, but probably no setups, no trades. I'll just probably just call it off right here. But at least I didn't do anything stupid. Might have shorted CHEK in the 240s had there have been shares of shorts. NCTY, who knows what it can do? It could keep running. Not the best long-term chart, but I've seen worse. I'm gonna call it off right here. Okay, it's 11:20 a.m. SYN looks like it's failing to break out the day high, just because of the fact that so much volume was traded here, and it just did not break past the 140s. I mean, sure it did a little, but it wasn't significant considering the amount of volume that it traded in that candle. It could break out some other time later today, or maybe even in a few minutes, but there is a lot of people selling on the ask. Not even a short, because you're going to have support here, here. You're going to have a lot of support throughout this chart. Although if the momentum is gone, if it's too blown out, that it's just going to start downtrending, it will just cut through those levels of support. Absolutely possible. PECK just disappointing, just out of this list. Although it did a very nice spike, considering the long-term chart and how it spiked a few times before, it just makes sense that it didn't do too well because it's traded with a lot of volume previously. It could have been bag holders from those days. NCTY actually did a nice bull flag. This is the one setup that I feel like I missed that I could have traded or should have traded. It was a nice bull flag up in here after breaking the I guess it broke the day high here, did a bull flag and then another bull flag. I guess it just did a very nice break towards 10, and even though it's at $8 now, you can't get upset. This is probably one of the better setups I've seen today. Really nothing else that I'm too interested in. CYDY didn't do anything. Mr. Bingo was down 34%. It's pretty impressive though, this one. Trading as much as it is, considering how it's been. Although it did try to, at one point, spike, try to go green. I mean, it still had a long way to go, but that would have been an interesting short. But again, I'm just not interested in shorting right now. This would have been crazy, the shorting too, considering how spiky and big the green candles are. ABML, I think, kept dropping. It's down 30%, and this is not a number 5. You see, it's a nice fake out. Number 5 looks like it might do something. This is why you cut losses quickly. You drop the rest of the day. ALPP. I did not want to buy ALPP just because it's been disappointing so many times. Tim Sykes got faked out around here and had to cut losses. Although it did uptrend later in the day, it just wasn't a clean setup. I'm going to call it off right here. Although I did, if you ask me, I did miss shorting the head and shoulders here, but I didn't have shares of short, so I didn't feel too bad with that. SYN did do a very, was it SYN? No, it was NCTY. Did do a nice bull flag that I missed out with. SYN, not a real place that I regretted. Could have bought here maybe because of the triangle holding the level of support here, but that could have very well went down just because of I've seen that happen so many times. I'm gonna call it off right here. Just a lot of red. No clear setups except for those two. Other than that, I think that's all I got. 11:24. These stocks could still make some more moves, but I won't be interested anymore.